You're here right now, not by accident or random chance. Something much bigger has guided you to this moment. It's as if the universe itself whispered, "It's time." Time for what, you ask? Time to step into the role you were always meant to play, the creator of your own reality. This isn't just another motivational concept or a feel-good idea. This is real. It's a call for you to claim the life that's waiting for you to shape it. Now let's pause for a moment. Why is it that some people, when faced with the same obstacles as everyone else, find ways to thrive? Why do some push through challenges and turn them into stepping stones, while others remain stuck, feeling powerless? The truth is, it's not luck or fate playing favorites. It's about perception, how we choose to see our lives and the stories we tell ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." But what does that mean for us today as we sit in the middle of our own storms, whether they're big or small? It means the battle isn't out there, it's inside. It's not about controlling everything around us, it's about mastering what's within us, our thoughts, our reactions, our perspectives. Think about a moment in your life when things didn't go as planned. Maybe it was a job interview that didn't end with an offer, a relationship that broke your heart, or a dream that seemed just out of reach despite your best efforts. In those moments, it's so easy to feel defeated, to believe that life is just happening to you. But what if I told you that those disappointments might be the universe preparing you for something greater, a new path you hadn't even imagined yet? Thomas Edison, the mind behind so many revolutionary inventions, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine the kind of resilience that takes the sheer determination to face failure, not once or twice, but thousands of times. It's easy to celebrate his success now that we know the outcome, but think of the courage it took to keep going, to wake up every morning ready to try again. What if we could see our own setbacks, not as proof of our limitations, but as evidence of our resilience? What if each no was just a step toward that one yes that could change everything? And why do we resist seeing things this way? Why do we cling to old narratives that keep us small? Maybe it's comfort, or maybe it's fear. The fear of admitting that we have more power than we think. Because with that power comes responsibility, the responsibility to act, to create, to change. And that's where creator mode begins. Are you starting to feel it? Good, because this is where the journey truly starts. Let's talk about resilience. Why is it so important? Because it shapes who we are and who we can become. It's the bridge between where we are now and where we want to be. But how do we cultivate resilience in a world full of uncertainty? Picture a young artist spending hours perfecting their work only to face rejection after rejection. Not what we're looking for, the galleries say. Try again, the publishers reply. For most people, this would be enough to pack it up and walk away. But the true creator sees these no's not as roadblocks, but as lessons and steps toward the yes that will one day make all the difference. Ask yourself, how many times have you felt ready to give up, only to find that if you'd pushed just a little further, a breakthrough was waiting? Take the story of J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter while struggling to make ends meet. She faced rejection from 12 publishers before one said yes. If she had let those rejections define her, millions of readers would have missed out on a story that sparked imagination across generations. Her story teaches us that resilience isn't just surviving the storm, it's learning to dance in the rain, to find joy and purpose even when the sky is gray. But how do we bring this mindset into our own lives? How do we find resilience when life feels heavy and the odds seem against us? It starts with changing the questions we ask ourselves. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this teaching me?" This subtle shift can change everything. It turns us from passive victims of our circumstances into active learners. When we start to see our struggles as lessons, they lose their power to defeat us and become proof of our ability to endure and adapt. Consider Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and the author of Man's Search for Meaning. In the unimaginable horrors of concentration camps, he discovered that those who survived weren't necessarily the strongest, but those who found meaning, even in suffering. Frankl said, When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. His resilience came not from the absence of pain, but from the presence of purpose. So how do we embrace this kind of resilience? By accepting discomfort and reframing failure as feedback. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when we stretch ourselves, when we're willing to step into the unknown and trust that we'll find our way. Resilience is also collective. It's found in the stories we share and the support we offer each other. Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, came out not with a heart full of bitterness, but with a vision for peace and unity. His resilience didn't just lift him, it lifted a nation. So what if your own struggles, your own stories of perseverance could inspire someone else to keep going? The truth is, life will always be uncertain. We can't control every wave, but we can learn to sail. We can choose to be architects of our reality, using every experience, whether it brings joy or pain, as material to build something meaningful. That's where the magic happens. Because in that moment, we stop being mere participants in life and start being creators of it. So I ask you, are you ready to pick up the tools of resilience, change your story, and master your reality? Think about this. What if every setback you faced was actually a step forward in disguise? How would that change the way you approach life? Would you look at a failed project or a missed opportunity and think, this is where it ends? Or would you see it as a nudge from the universe telling you that something better is around the corner? Life can feel like a comedy of errors sometimes, can't it? You're late, you spill coffee on your shirt, and then you miss your bus by seconds. It's easy to think, why me? But maybe those moments are life's little way of reminding us to not take ourselves too seriously. Because at the end of the day, it's not the spilled coffee or the missed bus that matters, it's how we choose to respond. It's in those moments that we decide whether we're going to step into creator mode or sink back into being an observer. What if you treated life's unexpected twists as plot points in your own story? Imagine watching a movie where the hero faces no challenges. Everything is smooth and perfect. Boring, right? Now, picture yourself as that hero and see every struggle as the part of the plot that shapes who you're meant to become. Suddenly, life isn't just something to be endured. It's a story that's evolving, and you're in control of writing the next chapter. Not all lessons come wrapped in big, profound moments. Sometimes they show up as a frustrating morning or an unexpected delay. In those moments, we're tested. We have a choice. Do we let these little things define our day, or do we step back and see the bigger picture? Can we laugh, find the humor, and realize that even these small moments are part of a larger narrative we're creating? The next time life throws you a curveball, pause. Instead of reacting on autopilot, take a breath and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? How can I use this? Because in creator mode, nothing is wasted. Every misstep, every detour, every no is another stroke in the masterpiece that is your life. Take a moment now and think about your past week. What challenges did you face and how did you handle them? Did you let them write your story or did you pick up the pen yourself? And as you move forward, how will you choose to respond to life's unpredictability? Remember, the story is still unfolding and you are the author of the next chapter. If our thoughts shape our reality, why do we cling to negative thinking? It's curious, isn't it? We know that what we focus on expands, yet we often dwell on what could go wrong. This habit is rooted in our history. Our ancestors needed to spot threats to survive. But here's the thing, while we no longer face saber-toothed tigers, our minds still default to caution. So how do we shift from a survival mindset to a thriving one? It starts with awareness. We must recognize that our thoughts aren't just passing whims, they're the architects of our reality. As Lao Tzu wisely said, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Mahatma Gandhi knew this truth well. He once said, a man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Gandhi faced an empire armed with nothing but the power of his convictions. Now reflect on your own life. If your thoughts were seeds, what kind of garden would you be growing? Is it filled with weeds of doubt and fear, or blooming with hope and resilience? To shift from negative thinking, start by catching those thoughts in action. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me grow or holding me back? If it's the latter, challenge it. Replace it with one that aligns with the story you want to live. This isn't about blind positivity, it's about cultivating a balanced view where hope outweighs fear and possibilities defeat limitations. Why do we cling to negative thinking even when it hurts us? Because it's familiar. It feels safe to prepare for disappointment. But what if we stopped preparing for the worst and started making space for the best? Nelson Mandela, after 27 years in prison, said, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." His strength was rooted in thoughts that refused to be caged by bitterness. So what would happen if you chose courage over comfort? If you let your thoughts become a light guiding you toward possibilities rather than shadows holding you back? Remember, changing your narrative isn't a one-time event. It's a practice. With each day, each choice, you step further into creator mode, where reality isn't just observed, it's actively shaped. Think about the challenge you're facing now. What thoughts have you been nurturing around it? If they were seeds, what would they grow? If you don't like the answer, it's time to plant new seeds. This is your story, and you have the power to rewrite it. So let's bring it all together. Resilience isn't just surviving the storm, it's learning to dance in the rain and find beauty in the chaos. It's understanding that life doesn't just happen to us, we're active participants. Your thoughts are seeds, the building blocks of your destiny. Life will throw challenges your way, but each one is an opportunity to step into your role as the creator of your story. We've looked at how shifting from negative thinking to growth-minded resilience can transform your life. We've learned from Marcus Aurelius, Thomas Edison, Nelson Mandela, and countless others that every setback can be a step forward in disguise. The question now is, what will you do with this knowledge? If this resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on it. If you found value in this, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a reminder of their inner strength. Let's inspire more people to step into their own creator mode. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Life is full of twists and turns, but with resilience, purpose, and the power of your mind, you can navigate it and create something beautiful. Stay curious, stay strong, and remember, the pen is in your hand. Write a story worth telling. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing. I'll see you in the next video.